Start winning at the races with Daily Racing Form's new Mobile Pass performances, featuring exclusive buyer speed figures and expert analysis and selections. Go to drf.com/best and get the power of DRF in the palm of your hand.
Hi, everyone. Nicole, Russo in Kentucky and Dan Illman in New York coming to you with another edition of the Oaks Countdown. We're going to begin, as we usually do, by taking a peek at the points leaderboard toward a spot in the 14-horse starting gate for the September 4th Kentucky Oaks. Some movement on that list if you've been following along, and one new name on there is Gamine, maybe quietly slips in at 12th, but Dan, there was nothing quiet about the way she won the Grade 1 Acorn at Belmont, stealing the show on the Belmont Stakes undercard.
It was an absolute explosion from Gamine, not only from a length standpoint, she won by a country mile, but with a 110 buyer speed figure. That's only the third buyer speed figure of 110 or greater earned by a 3-year-old filly since 2008. Yes, Gamine is now number 12 on our points list, but you've got to consider Gamine and Swiss Skydiver the clear leaders of this division right now.
Oh, definitely. And Gamine's official margin for that Acorn round, 18 3/4 lengths. This has always been a well-regarded filly. She was a $1.8 million purchase last year as a 2-year-old. Took their time to debut with her. She's now won all 3 of her starts this year. Her time for the mile, 132.55, a stakes record, just missed the track record of 132.24. You mentioned that 110 buyer. It's the top figure earned by any 3-year-old male or female this year. We'll look at those top figures now. You'll see some familiar names on the list. The top figure for Swiss Skydiver this year, a 99. Gamine, clearly stands out from a speed figure perspective.
And just consider that Tiz the Law, easily the leader of the 3-year-old colt division right now and winner of the Belmont Stakes. The same day Gamine destroyed her competition in the Acorn, his best buyer speed figure is 100. He's earned that 100 buyer speed figure on 2 occasions. So, boy, Gamine's figure, Gamine's race was sensational. She has been brilliant from 3 lifetime starts. She has that excellent early speed. At Oaklawn, in her prior start to the Acorn, we showed an incredible amount of grit and toughness from Gamine when she was able to beat back the stretch kick of Speech. So far, she's done it all, and we'll see if Baffer can keep her rolling as we head to the Kentucky Oaks.
Yeah, she's got some interesting options, I think, moving ahead. The Acorn, we could just keep throwing superlatives at the performance. A 1-turn mile. She did show she could go 2 turns and beat a pretty nice filly, going a mile and a 16th at Oaklawn. The daughter of Into Mischief, who has really emerged as the nation's leading sire. He had a classic placed runner last year. Certainly he imparts brilliant speed to his progeny, but they can go a distance of ground as well. I'm going to be interested to see what Gamine does, stretching out to a mile and an 1/8.
I think it's within her scope right now from what we've seen. It doesn't seem like she's stopping at the end of her races. And while when she defeated Speech, it was in a photo finish, she never let Speech buy her on the gallop out after the race was over. She's so lightly raced that who knows what's in the tank for Gamine. I'm not sure there are many more 110 buyer speed figures in her future, but she may not have to run anything close to that if she's going to be a major contender on Kentucky Oaks Day.
Well, we'll look for Gamine prepping for the Oaks later in the summer. In the meantime, here's a look at what's coming up in the first half of July on the road to the Oaks. The Delaware Oaks and Indiana Oaks both offer points toward the Philly Classic. Then we'll have that short July meet at Keeneland, which I think should be a major factor in shaping the field. We're expecting to see perhaps 4 Graces in the Beaumont Stakes, then the Grade 1 Ashland, which I think is sure to attract a salty field. Following on the heels of that, we'll have Saratoga's summer meeting. Dan, I think it's going to be a very interesting summer.
It's going to be a very exciting summer. We're going to cram in a lot of these point races. We are really on the highway now to the Kentucky Oaks. But as you mentioned, I think that Ashland is going to be a key race as it pertains to the Kentucky Oaks. We mentioned the two star fillies of the division, Gamine and Swiss Skydiver. After that, there's a lot of jostling around to try to fill the third, fourth, and perhaps fifth spots in your top 10 list. And I think the Ashland's going to go a long way into sort of finalizing our major contenders for a race like the Oaks.
Certainly, and we'll watch to see how the field for the Ashland and the other major summer races starts to develop in the next couple of weeks. As always, stay tuned to DRF.com for the latest updates and DRF TV for some race analysis and continued updates on the road to the Kentucky Oaks.